Hello, and thank you for joining me for this informational webinar for schools concerning Tennessee Education Savings Account Program, or ESA. My name is Andrea Nichols, and I'm a fiscal coordinator for the ESA program. The Tennessee Department of Education's Best for All strategic plan includes a focus on academics, student readiness, and educators. In this webinar, we will cover ESA allocation amounts for the 23-24 school year, contracts, eligible expenses, the ESA funds pre-approval process, the withdrawal process for ESA students, electronic wallet and disbursement information, and other additional helpful resources. The ESA allocations are bound by state statute in the State Board of Education rule. The Tennessee Code annotated and State Board of Education rules guide all aspects and parts of ESA program. ESA allocations are determined by the following. The maximum annual amount a participating ESA student can receive under the ESA program is equal to the per pupil state and local funds generated and required through the Tennessee Investment in Student Achievement, or TISA, for the local education agency where the student resides, or the statewide per pupil average of the required state and local TISA funds, whichever amount is less according to Tennessee Code annotated 49-6-2605 and State Board of Education Rule 0520-01-16-047. Please note, ESA amounts will change yearly according to the TISA formula. For the 23-24 school year, the total estimated ESA awarded amount for Memphis and Nashville students is $8,883, and for Hamilton County ESA students, the amount is $8,756. The two amounts are different due to one being the state average and one is the local average, based on the State Board of Education rule. The allocation must be lower of the two averages in which the student resides. Again, please note that these are estimated amounts and will change each year based on state and local funding amounts. Now let's look at the ESA contracts. The contractual term for the ESA program runs from July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2024. The account holder is defined as a parent or guardian if the ESA student is under 18 years of age. The account holder must sign the ESA program contract to receive the ESA funds. If the department determines that the account holder and/or school has violated the terms of the contract or failed to comply with the requirements set forth in the State Board of Education rule or the ESA account holder/school handbook, the department is authorized to suspend or terminate the ESA account. Ultimately, it's the account holder's responsibility to comply with all program requirements, included completing all forms and expending funds. It is important to note that the ESA account holder contracts and school contracts are separate. I will discuss these differences in detail in the next few slides. Any contract a family signs with the school is the responsibilities of the parties represented in that agreement. Families should read the terms of the contract carefully to ensure that they understand all parts of the contract. Families should understand refunds and payment schedules before signing the contract. It is the responsibility of the family to ensure that the terms of the contracts are fulfilled. In some schools, ESA funds may not pay for the entire cost of tuition. Account holders are responsible for ensuring the account is paid in full. The ESA program and Tennessee Department of Education are not parties in the school-family contract and cannot void a private contract, give legal advice, or arrange payment schedules. School responsibilities can be found in the school handbook on the ESA website at esa.tnedu.gov. For a student account to be established, funds to be available, the department must have proof of the student enrolled in a Category 1, 2, or 3 non-public school. Approved students should share a copy of the ESA approval letter with their chosen school. Schools must send proof of enrollment to the department at esa.questions@tn.gov for the ESA account established as soon as possible. Schools may begin sending proof of enrollment as soon as families receive ESA approval. Failure to verify enrollment in a timely manner may impact an ESA family's access to funds. ESA funds must be used yearly on approved expenses to benefit the education of the ESA student. Any unused funds are transferred to the account holder's balance for the following year after the family has met all eligibility requirements. As a participating school, please remember not to personally charge ESA students for fees that the ESA funds will cover. An example would be the school charging tuition amounts in June or July that the student's ESA allocation and/or rollover amounts would cover. Please note, ESA students shall receive the same fees and discounts as all other students. Now we will review the eligible expenses and pre-approval process. Pre-approval links will be emailed to the account holder after the department receives enrollment verification. All eligible expenses will be reviewed by an ESA finance team. The account holder must complete the ESA pre-approval form using the link provided by the ESA team. Account holders can use the pre-approval guidance form to assist them in completing this form, or you can access the pre-approval webinar on our ESA website. All ESA funds must be pre-approved before an account is set up for spending. If an account holder needs help filling out the pre-approval form or determining how to spend their funds, they can also contact an ESA fiscal coordinator. Contact information will be provided at the conclusion of this presentation. Parents will work with the ESA finance team and school to determine eligibility expenses and submit a pre-approval form for every student. Please note the account holder determines how money is expended. We encourage parents and students to work together and communicate regarding any student fees, awarded financial amounts, and school tuition. ESA funds can be used for the following expenses: tuition, required school uniforms, required school textbooks, computer hardware or technology devices required by the participating school, approved summer educational programs in after-school educational services, tutoring services, educational therapies or services, approved transportation by participating schools, fees for early post-secondary after completion of the high school, opportunity courses, exams related to college admission, and textbooks required by the eligible post-secondary institution. Please note, school registration fees and enrollment fees are not allowable uses of ESA funds. The list of allowable fees is also located in the Family Handbook located on the ESA website. The department must have proof of enrollment in the participating school from the approved school list on the ESA website in order to spend ESA funds. Students enrolled in Category 1, 2, or 3 schools that are not participating in the ESA program can use funds for all expenses except tuition, uniforms, and textbook fees. The list of allowable fees is located on the Family Handbook located on the ESA website. All funds must be pre-approved by the ESA finance team. Now we will look at the pre-approval process, where we will be completed by the account holder and followed by the participating schools. The ESA pre-approval process is as follows. Step 1, The ESA team must receive enrollment verification from the school that includes the school fees. Step 2, the ESA team will email the account holder a link to the ESA contract. The contract must be signed and submitted online by the account holder before moving forward with ESA. Please note that this is to be completed by the parent and not the school. Step 3, the ESA team will email the account holder a link to the expense pre-approval form within 5 business days from receiving enrollment verification. The pre-approval form must be completed and submitted online. The email will also include ESA amount and any rollover funds from the previous year. Step 4, the ESA team will review all expenses pre-approval from the pre-approval form within 10 business days from the parent submission. Once approved, the account holder will receive a final approval email. Please note that the account holder determines how they want to expend their funds, not the school. We encourage the school and the parents to communicate regularly regarding overall expenses, other financial aid awarded amounts, and ESA funds for each student. Pre-approval expenses will be shared with the schools by the department. Once a parent has been approved, parents can expend funds. If you have any questions about this process, please contact me, Andrea Nichols, at andrea.nichols@tn.gov or 629-261-4088, or Joshua Danner at joshua.danner@tn.gov or 629-259-1775. Next, we will discuss the student withdrawal process and the school's responsibilities. An ESA participating student may voluntary or involuntary withdraw from the program at any time. Participating schools must notify the department of any participating student who withdraws from the school by completing the following items. Complete the ESA program's mandatory student withdrawal form. Please note the school must notify the department within 5 business days of the receipt of the student's notice of withdrawal and submit an expense report within 10 business days of the withdrawal date to include all expenses covered through ESA. Lastly, the new participating school should send verification of enrollment. If a student withdraws during the school year, the ESA funds for that school year will be reduced on a prorated daily basis as required by the State Board of Education rule. The ESA Finance Department shall prorate the amounts paid to each school based on the days of enrollment at each school relative to the minimum amount of days each school is open for instruction. If the student does not enroll at a participating school, any additional funds remaining in the ESA account will be returned to the state treasurer as required by the State Board of Education rule. Student First Technology has been selected as our vendor for our online ESA accounting and application platform going forward. More details and training materials will be coming soon to help account holders set up accounts for the 23-24 school year. ESA fund disbursements will be quarterly for approved ESA students. As discussed in previous slides, all ESA funds must be pre-approved by the account holder. Account holders should submit all pre-approval forms by September 29, 2023 to ensure account holders will be set up to be payments this fall. Once expense pre-approvals have been approved, the ESA funds will be paid to the school and providers through the e-platform. Allocations for each quarter will be as follows. Quarter 1 will have 50% disbursement. Quarter 2 funds will have 20% disbursement. Quarter 3 will have 20% disbursement, and quarter 4 will have 10% disbursement. Once expense pre-approvals have been approved, the ESA funds will be paid to the schools and providers through the e-wallet platform. As a participating ESA school, we need your help reporting fraud, waste, and abuse. If you see anyone engaging in activity that you consider to be wasteful, inefficient, or fraudulent, please report these activities to the website provided on your screen or call 615-770-6813. Please see the ESA's finance team contact information provided on your screen. Feel free to contact us with any questions you may have. Additional helpful links can be found on our website. Our website also has informational webinar for parents to learn more about the ESA program's eligibility, FAQs for families, parent and school handbooks, and pre-approval guidance videos for reference. Also, if you are not receiving our monthly ESA newsletter, please email esa.questions@tm.gov to be added to our disbursement list. In our newsletter, the finance team and outreach team provide regular virtual office hours to assist schools and families. Please refer to the newsletter for dates, times, and virtual links and more information about our ESA program. Again, thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to working with you to set our students on a path to success. Thank you.